This week at work, I asked a business owner a question that he thought was trite, glib, silly, superficial. But it's a question worth asking. And the question was, what are you doing? Are you building a business to do business? Or are you building a business to become a company? And I think the two are very, very different from each other. The act of doing business for the sake of doing business is all centered really on income generation. How do we build sales? How do we get more money into the company? How do we expand the company in terms of a sales-orientated focus? It's where all time and attention largely gets concentrated, and really it is about growing sales. Sales. It's not wrong. It's absolutely right. Without sales, you're not in business. You can't be in the business of even building a company. But how you spend your time and attention really decides that answer. Are you doing and building a business to do business, or building a business to build a company? A company now is something fundamentally different. By definition, in strict terms, company law says that you incorporate your business into a separate legal entity. And what is the reason for it? Well, the reason is obviously to protect yourself from liability in many instances, but largely it is centered on the idea of creating intellectual property and value within the business of the business incorporated as a company. From an ORIC point of view, we refer to that as an asset of value. And an asset of value has the criterion of absolutely generating income through sales growth, but fundamentally also focusing on what it takes to build capital value in your company. How do I turn this incorporated entity, my limited business, into an asset that, independent of me and my effort, my leadership, my guidance, my presence for that matter, will contain the value of what the company itself offers? The two are vastly different. If you are looking at building a company, your time and attention needs to focus on the 5 levers that in effect manifests a company. It talks to what makes you different and sets you apart in a competitive marketplace. It talks to how does the company function and work. And through that, what we refer to as a system of delivery, what are the core functional attributes of the business? How are they presented? How do things work? It's almost like the playbook, a system of delivery of how the company functions. Third, who drives it? And do you have a good team on board? Do they know what they should be doing, when they should be doing, and how they should be doing it? And can they work fairly autonomously? In other words, without you having to guide them on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. Do they work in an orchestrated, coordinated fashion? Are they all aligned as to where the business is going and why they do what they do? Next lever is growth. The growth ahead, does it reflect the growth gone by? In other words, will the business be able to sustain its growth without you there? And that is then the last lever. It's about independence. Are you building a business that doesn't depend on you? It ought not to depend on you, because ultimately, for a company to have its value, it needs to have its value sans you, without you there. It needs to be incorporated in what sets you apart, the system of delivery, a purposeful team, and evidence of growth ahead. So maybe it's not such a trite question. Are you building a business to do business, or are you building a business to build a company? Until next week at work, have an entrepreneurial day.